Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about media change in relation to digital music. The evolution of how society listens to music is one that is widely celebrated. In this video, I'll be exploring what effect these changes have on our world. To start off, let's have a look at what we're really talking about. How has the music industry really changed since the first artist recording, first broadcast, and of course the first distribution of recorded music? Although there were many earlier formats of musical recordings, the gramophone was the first real breakthrough in commercial music distribution. The gramophone used groove discs to record and playback audio, which became the basis for what is still in use today as the vinyl record and turntable format. After the vinyl record came to magnetic tapes on reels, which evolved over time to give us the cassette tape and what would be the first portable media player in the late 1970s by Sony, the Walkman. Next came the beginning of the digital age of music with the introduction of the compact discs, CDs. Following this, the portable Discman arrived to the scene, and later the less popular mini-disc players. However, the MP3 format really drove the digital music revolution and became the new norm. Instead of carrying around a single album to play, consumers could now take hundreds of tracks with them on portable MP3 players like the Apple AirPod. Consumers could now purchase digital versions of their favourite tracks and albums on online music stores. The next generation of portable music came in the form of online streaming subscriptions. This is now the most popular format for consumers, having overtaken the bulk of music consumption. Now you can pick what you consume, and you consume a lot more media. Physical media such as cassette tapes, CDs or vinyls weren't the most transportable when you wanted a range of music. Streaming services eradicated that issue. They are accessible everywhere at any time, provided you have a device to listen on. And there's a plethora of sites to use, such as SoundCloud, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Google Play Music, and of course, Spotify. Music is now majorly created digitally, as well as promoted and distributed digitally to said streaming services. This helps reduce the impact of media gatekeepers, a problem prevalent in the past. In physical media's prime, it was exceptionally hard to create as well as distribute music without a record deal. Due to the record label funding production and distribution, they typically had more of a say in the creation and release of an artist's music, meaning the large labels chose what the public had available to listen to. This gatekeeping has been greatly reduced due to modern artists having access to affordable and sometimes free high-quality music recording software, as well as the ability to distribute their music via streaming services such as Spotify. This gives consumers access to on-demand services with an incredible amount of content that is virtually infinite, due to the sheer volume of people who can contribute. Now, let's shift our focus onto the consumers and how they interact with music. New media audiences are broader when it comes to digital music. It is very accessible and appeals to a wide range of demographics. Music is universally appreciated, no matter your age, gender, lifestyle choices, or interests. The exception being income and socioeconomic status, as a subscription-based streaming service and all physical media have an associated cost. However, there are free and reduced price versions of streaming sites which typically come with ads and/or reduced freedom of choice. New media audiences have to be pretty active in their consumption and interaction with new media. They pick what tracks to listen to, and for physical media, you're actively choosing what you spend your money on. The most passive you get is putting a playlist on shuffle or having Smart Shuffle turned on that mixes in new tracks that fit the original playlist, essentially letting the algorithm pick what tracks are going to play for you. In the era of social media, everyone can be a content creator, especially when it comes to media surrounding music. People love to create playlists, remixes of their favourite tracks, along with creating videos such as TikToks accompanied with songs, or even posting about concerts they've been to. This encourages people to not only create more media, but interact with more media via sharing, liking, and following creators and content related to the artist they enjoy listening to. Some of the problems with digital music streaming include streaming services underpaying artists and platforms barricading certain features behind a paywall for subscribers only. The major downside for consumers is that they're no longer owning what they're paying for, only paying for access rather than ownership of their music. However, with the current resurgence of vinyl, physical media is still made, although not in the volumes it had once seen, as some consumers still prefer physical copies. A lot of big artists include vinyl variants in the drops of their albums to incentivize hardcore fans and collectors to buy more of their work and in turn make more money, whilst also letting the consumers own copies of their work. One of the main ethical issues with streaming services is how underpaid artists are. The general consensus on sites such as Ditto Music and Indie Music Academy is that Spotify pays artists between 0.003 cents and 0.005 cents per stream on average. That then gets split 70% to the artists and right holders and 30% to Spotify, meaning that you'd need 250 streams to even get 70% of a dollar. In most small artists' case, their streams won't even come close to covering the fee needed to distribute their music on the services, let alone made some sort of profit off of it. This is a big discourager to people wanting to go into the music industry, and for most, eliminates a creative career path. A potential solution to this is simply paying artists more for their work. However, I understand that is unrealistic as companies will not want to give up more money. However, there could still be a market for purchasing digital copies of music for a reduced price that the artists get majority of the proceeds from. Because, as I stated earlier, there are still consumers who prefer to own what they're paying for. That about wraps everything up for this video essay, so I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to see more of this type of content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.